Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with my layout that I made for the Hip Kit design team call, which actually ended yesterday, I believe, by the time I posted this, but I wanted to put it up and show you guys the layout that I made. I'm really happy with this layout. I had so much fun creating it and I actually used my silhouette and I love it. It was so much fun. So here you can see I have these 4 photos and they're really small. They were taken from far away and these were also way back in 2009. So I was a lot younger and I was actually on the beach with my kids. So we went to a beach in, I think this was San Marcos, California, which is in the San Diego area. And the first 2 photos are of me with both of my kids, and then the last 2 photos are just me with Jonas. So I had a couple different ideas for this layout. The first one was I thought I was going to use this cut file, and this one has a heart in the middle and then it's got bursts coming out of it, kind of like a sun. And I thought that that might be kind of a fun little cut file to add to the background, I guess you could say, and to have the photos kind of on top of it. So here you can see I have my watercolors and I'm just mixing them until I wanted to mix yellow and orange together. And so I was just mixing them on this scrap piece of paper until I liked the color. So now I'm gonna start putting it on the cut file, and then it's going to cut out because I didn't want you to have to watch the whole process. It took a little while. And then I'll come back and show you the end look of that. And then also I cut out a bunch of flowers and the words wild and free and also some clouds. So I believe all of these cut files that I'm doing right now, those ones are all from Hip Kit Club, and I am actually going to use most all of these that I end up watercoloring. And since they were already stuck on this silhouette mat, I am just going to watercolor them while they are on there. And this actually really turned out well, and it made it a little bit easier to watercolor them. And I'm going to cut out some of this too because this took even longer. And so I didn't want you to have to sit there and look and watch through all of that. But I really love how this turned out, and I had so much fun doing this. I really need to do more mixed media and more cut files. I think that is my goal from now on, to use more cut files. So here you can see that I have pulled off the negative space, or the positive space. I don't know. I always get it confused. But so I pulled off the background, and then I'm going to pull off the cloud, the shapes of the clouds. And then I'm going to start pulling off the flowers and these leaves. And I made sure to do the leaves and the flowers and let's see, I didn't color the clouds because I wanted the clouds to be white and to stand off of the background that I'm going to be using. But I made sure to use a bunch of different green colors and pink and purple for the flowers. And those are going to be my main colors for this layout, along with the yellow that is behind the photos that I matted the photos on. Now here you can see I have my cut file all cut out, and I really love how this wild and free phrase just sits in between the clouds right there. So I set it there, and that is where it's going to end up going in this layout. Here I'm taking a photo just so that I can kind of remember things and see which one I like better. I like to take photos sometimes of me doing different things and try to decide which way I like it better. So here I try putting the wild and free on that sunshine, and I'm just going to end up doing the clouds. I liked the sunshine, but not as much as the clouds. I thought the clouds were really pretty, and with the phrase nestled in there, it just looked really awesome. And then I'm going to think, well, it would look even, I did try to incorporate the heart sun once again. I thought, and that actually does look kind of cool, but I was thinking at the time maybe it was a little overkill. Maybe it was too much. And so I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to pull out some gesso because I was kind of wanting to add a little bit of white behind the clouds, but in the end you can't really even see it because I barely put any on there, so it's kind of like, well, that was silly, but it's okay. You can kind of tell just a little bit that there is gesso behind there. So I'm gonna start placing down my flowers, and at first I was thinking that it was a little too much, but I really like the way that it looks. And so I'm glad that I actually stuck up with it, because at first I was thinking, no, that just looks weird. Clouds and flowers, they don't really go together. But sometimes you can just make things, work. And it's your layout. Do what you want to do. It's my motto. Now I am going to turn to the what is this called? The chipboard. And this, if I didn't say this before, this is the new Summer Lights collection from Paige Taylor Evans. And guys, it's amazing. I didn't even order all of the pieces because I ordered it from Paper Issues and they didn't have everything. So I ordered what I could. And I'm so sad that I didn't get the ephemera. And I think there was a couple other pieces that I didn't get. And I totally want to make another order now because I want those other things. But here I'm just making the backs of them not sticky with my powder tool. And now I kind of freaked out with my hands because I was like, now I have to pull everything off and start gluing everything down. So I'm going to just actually glue pieces of the clouds down. I don't actually glue the whole cloud down, and I'm just going to do it a little bit at a time. And once again, I'm going to cut most of this out because it takes forever. And the flowers I'm going to glue down too, very painstakingly. So now here you can see I am gluing down those last few flowers up there that are going to be behind the title. And I am just really loving this. I think this is one of my favorite layouts that I've made in a while. So I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. And I keep referencing my phone because I had taken a picture before I had started gluing just to make sure that I remembered where everything went. Sometimes I do that, but I don't do that all the time. Okay, so let's see. What am I going to do now? I'm going to start gluing down all of these chipboard pieces, and then pretty much I think that's it for my layout. I'm also going to add some sequins, and these sequins I'm super excited about because they are from Spiegelmom Scraps and they are new, and they were seashells, and I was like, and she had sent them in an order, so I didn't actually buy them, but she sent them as a little freebie in my order just to say thank you for ordering. And I was so excited to be doing a beach layout because when I got them, I was like, oh, I'll probably never do a beach layout. I mean, we live in Idaho. Come on. We don't really go to the beach a whole lot. So when I started doing this layout, I knew that I would use those, and I was so super excited. So here you can also see I'm using some white shimmers paint or spray mist, and I really like how that looks on the layout. Turns out so good. And I think I'm almost done. This is where I'm going to pull out the sequins, and I thought I had done the sequins first before the spray mist, but apparently I got it backwards. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this layout because I super enjoyed making this layout, and wish me luck with hip kits. I hope that you have a great scrappy week. Bye!